70. It's a pretty massive number, right? At the dawn of the Han Dynasty, that number represented the 70 cities granted to a single man. We're talking about a truly staggering concentration of wealth and military might. But it really makes you wonder, how could such a colossal, powerful empire be completely dismantled and literally erased from the map in just a few generations?
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the dramatic, bloody, and ultimately tragic saga of the Han Dynasty's most powerful vassal state, the Kingdom of Qi. We're going to trace its unprecedented rise, its terrifying struggle for survival, and its deeply scandalous collapse. It's honestly a masterclass in ancient political warfare. Here is our agenda for today. 1. Birth of a mega-kingdom. 2. Surviving the Lu clan. 3. Victory without the throne. 4. The Empire strikes back. And 5. Scandals and final collapse. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Birth of a mega-kingdom. The massive fiefdom of Qi.
This unprecedented concentration of power started with Emperor Gaozu's eldest, illegitimate son, Liu Fei. And what's truly staggering here is the sheer scale of the emperor's gift. He essentially created an immediate, giant rival to his own court's authority. He didn't just give Liu Fei 70 cities. The decree explicitly stated, all who can speak the Qi language shall be given to the king of Qi. So this wasn't just a land grant. It was the consolidation of an entire culture and demographic under one single prince.
But, as we know, raw power acts as a magnet for extreme danger. When Liu Fei visited the capital, he kind of naively treated his younger half-brother, Emperor Hui, as a peer. He acted like a family equal during a banquet. Well, the ruthless Empress Dowager Liu was absolutely enraged by this disrespect, and she actively plotted his death. Liu Fei was terrified. He was completely trapped. The Kingdom of Qi only survived this encounter through a desperate political maneuver, where Liu Fei forfeited the highly valuable Chenyang commandery, offering it up as a gift to the Empress's daughter just to escape with his life.
Section 2. Surviving the Lu clan. Blood and banquets.
This kicks off a period of intense, terrifying survival. The Qi royal family had to navigate the tyrannical dominance of Empress Lu and her relatives. And this leads to a scene straight out of a political thriller. The 20-year-old prince Liu Zhang, a descendant of Qi, decided to use a royal banquet to assert dominance. First, he cleverly requests that their drinking games be governed by strict military law. Then, he boldly sings a song threatening the empress's family. And when a Lu clan member gets a bit too drunk and tries to flee, Liu Zhang chases him down and executes him literally right under the empress's nose. He completely escapes punishment simply because she had already agreed to his military rules.
The core of that threat was captured perfectly in his song, "Deep plowing, thick planting, when the seedlings rise, they must be thinned. Weed out what is not of our seed." I mean, that is an incredibly bold warning about weeding out the Lu clan. This single act terrified the Empress's family and served as a massive rallying cry for the imperial Liu family.
Section 3. Victory without the throne. The ultimate snub.
Let's see how this momentum built. Following Empress Lu's death, her clan plotted a rebellion. Liu Zhang secretly alerted his brother, the king of Qi, and Qi immediately mobilized a massive army. They even used this clever deception to trick the neighboring king of Langya, absorbing all his troops into their own forces. So, while Qi marched from the east, Liu Zhang and the central ministers crushed the Lu clan in the capital. With the usurpers destroyed and Qi's military might on full display, the Qi princes fully expected to be awarded the imperial throne.
But here's the twist. The central ministers coldly rejected the king of Qi. Why? Well, they looked at Qi's maternal family and deemed them entirely too violent and vicious, actually describing them as tigers with crowns. They were terrified of just replacing one tyrannical family with another, so they strategically opted for the Prince of Dai instead. His maternal family was considered gentle, virtuous, and politically safe. And just like that, the ultimate prize was snatched right from Qi's grasp.
Section 4. The Empire strikes back. Divide and conquer.
Having lost the imperial throne to the Prince of Dai, who becomes Emperor Wen, the narrative of Qi shifts drastically. The new emperor masterfully neutralized the threat of Qi, not with armies, but with a pen. He systematically divided the once unified, sprawling mega-kingdom among several heirs to dilute their overall power. The great kingdom of Qi was suddenly fractured into smaller, competing pieces: Sichuan, Jinan, Jiaoxi, Jiaodong, and Jibai. In an instant, the core of Qi's strength was absolutely broken. And this deliberate fragmentation sparked a desperate domino effect. Just 2 years in, the newly formed Jibei kingdom rebelled and was swiftly crushed by the Han court. Nearly a decade later, the massive rebellion of the Seven States erupted, which pulled in multiple fragmented Qi kingdoms. In the chaotic aftermath of this civil war, 4 more of these Qi states were utterly extinguished, their lands permanently absorbed back into the central Han Empire.
Section 5. Scandals and Final Collapse. The End of the Line. What the imperial armies and clever bureaucracy couldn't entirely destroy, internal hubris and a shocking scandal finally finished off. The final ruler of the main Qi line, King Li, engaged in a highly scandalous, incestuous relationship with his own sister. When word of this inevitably reached the capital, it handed the central Han court the absolute perfect moral and legal pretext they had been waiting for to intervene directly. The central court capitalized on this immediately. Manipulated by an ambitious eunuch named Su Jia and the ruthless minister Zhu Fuyan, the emperor launched a highly aggressive imperial investigation straight into Qi's inner palace. The young King Li, completely terrified of the impending prosecution and the severe punishments of the Han legal code, chose to drink poison and commit suicide. And because he left behind no heir, the once mighty kingdom of Qi was quietly, legally, and permanently erased from the map. The whole shebang, just gone. So what is the ultimate takeaway from this incredible slice of history? The grand historian Sima Kanyan actually hit the nail on the head. He noted that while granting massive fiefdoms like Qi was a necessity for early dynastic stability, their subsequent division and systematic destruction by the center was structurally inevitable. The empire simply could not survive long-term with a vassal state that powerful. I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to ponder. When you look at the brutal mechanics of power, from the Han dynasty right up to modern structures, is decentralization always just a temporary illusion, inevitably waiting to be consumed by the very center it helped create? Something to think about. Keep questioning the history around you, and thanks for joining me for this explainer.